Hey y'all, it's your girl Spark, and I'm back with another story time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I just got done recording another video before this with questions. Yeah. I had to sit back, y'all, and think about what story I wanted to tell. I'm like, just trying to think of one that I can do right now where I don't have to think too hard into it. And this one, you guys, is going to be like probably a mini little series. And it's going to be, he had a baby on me. I think that's what I'm going to name this series. So we're going to start off about how I met him, how he had the baby, and then what happened after that. So, you know, yeah. And it's going to be after because obviously, you'll see. Okay, you'll see. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to call this character Two-Timing, okay? Because I was going to say two times, but I'm like, I'm two-timing. It's a two-timing dog, okay? I'm spitting. Hold on real quick, y'all. I'm trying to think of some names real quick. Because I had to say, y'all, I had to save these names in my notes because I can't be forgetting some of this stuff. We're going to call her... Like I said, the main character is going to be Two-Timing, and then I'll give you guys the other characters' names as we go along. So we're going to get into how I first met Two-Timing. So this was back in my, I'm going to just say, I would say early 20s, kind of, because it was like we were a little before 20s, but I'm going to just say early 20s. And me and my friend Pooh, we was going to YG concert. Like, I had really wanted to see YG. I used to love him and Nipsey Hussle back in the day. Okay. Yes. So we get cute. We go to my house. She helped me do this cute little bun in my hair. I think I still got a photo. I may post it in here. Because you know, sometimes you will say you're doing that and then you think like, oh, I got to go find it. And because I don't even think it's in my phone. I think it's on my Facebook because at that time I didn't even have an iPhone. But yeah, we get dressed in my house. We get cute. I got like a pink little dress on with these cute little stilettos. Cute, and they hurt, y'all. There was like a multicolor, so it like, but it still had like pink to match my little dress, and it wasn't like a bright pink. It was like a rose pink. I don't know. That's the right color to say. Yep. And we had our. I believe we did. Did we have our hair? Yeah, we had our hair the same. We took pictures in front of my house, my mom's house, 'cause that's where I was staying at the time. And this concert was like an hour away. Because, yeah, I think it was like an hour or so away. Because it was at one of those big old theater places or whatever. And one of her other friends, I forgot. Yeah, she met. Did she? Yeah, she met us there. Because me and Pooh just rolled together. So, you know, we get there. And it's like one of those theater places. So I said, we were standing up. Cause, well, I forgot. They do have like the balcony seating. So technically, you ain't always got to stand up if you pay for it. But we got general admission or whatever. So I know we got there. We kind of had it was like a block and a half away. Maybe it was a walk. Cause y'all gonna hear about that, how that walk was when the time was up. But yeah, I think we got some. I'm really trying to remember. Did we drink on the way there? I don't know. I feel like that's something we would have did, but if we didn't, man, maybe we didn't. I know for sure we were drinking there because I know I was out. We was always lit, y'all. We was always lit. So yeah, like I know we get there, we kick it, and when we get there, like I said, one of her other friends came, and Pooh's boyfriend at the time named Frank. That's not his real name because this guy said, oh, because the way I said it, it's not like that was his real name. Frank and his friend met us there. And I feel like before, you know, like some of this stuff, like I remember big stuff, but like small details like that, I don't remember all the time. Because I felt like I may have knew that his little friend was coming. That Frank's friend was coming. And Frank's friend, you guys, yes, it's Two-Timing. That is, yep, that's his friend. Yep. So like, you know, we kicking it, we dancing. Okay, hey. And then, you know, at the point in time, me and Pooh had to keep going to the bathroom and stuff because, like I said, I'm pretty sure we was drinking. I just can't remember when, you know. And y'all know and definitely not y'all. We was not drinking on the way there. Nope. Nope. Okay. But yeah, I remember we kept using the bathroom and stuff, and I just know when I kept seeing 2 Times, and I was like, who is that? You know, I'm gonna get the collar at him. Like, who is that? You know? Like, who is that? Okay. You know? And I feel like her friend too. I think her friend was like really trying to, like, she was doing the most. Like, I feel like she was just all over him, like trying to talk to him. I was just like kind of like at first just like eyeing him, like, you know, like, hey, you know, type stuff. But I feel like she was like doing the most to get chosen. He don't even mess with her, that hit that type. That's all I'm gonna say. He didn't even mess with that type. And I feel like she was just doing too much. I never really cared for her. I never really did. She was like snooty, stuck up. You know how like sometimes your friend always got that one friend that's just like snooty and just like think they better than everybody and just act weird, and the only person they be talking to is the person that invited them. Like, yeah, that's weird. I don't think I got no friends like that though, because I really haven't got any friends. So yeah, I ain't got no friends like that. I'm not that one friend. So I guess I shouldn't say everybody got that one friend, but some people have that one friend like that. But yeah, she used to just like, when she come around, just like make you feel like you don't even exist, or I don't know, just think she too good, and I don't know. Yeah, they not even, from my understanding, I don't even think they friends no more. But yeah. So eventually, like I said, we started getting lit, and then eventually once we got done eyeing each other, eventually I started twerking on them and stuff, you know. And it was kind of hard to do all that because, like I said, this is a theater place, and general admission is on the floor, so everybody is standing up. Like, there was really nowhere to really move, but I was trying to move something. Yep. And then I remember like YG came out. That's when I really got hyped. Like, hey, I've been waiting on this, because you know they always have other people come out before they even have the main person come out. That reminded me of that other, the last story time. Was that the last story time I think I told y'all? No, not the last one, but the time before last, at the, what concert was that? Yo Gotti. Yeah, it took him forever to come out. We didn't even stay the whole time. Sorry, yeah, hold on right quick. I'm a little thirsty. Because I started recording this right away. Didn't even go to, I didn't even go give me nothing to drink or nothing. And y'all, that's my lipstick. Don't worry. But yeah, we hype, you know, I'm hype. He coming out, you know, and by the time he came out, I meant to tell y'all too, my phone went dead. Like, I don't remember if I didn't really charge my phone, or if this is like that hour drive of having that navigation up just ate my battery. Because remember, y'all, this is an Android. It was like a Samsung. I can't remember which Samsung song it was, but it was a Samsung. That's all I remember. And I think my battery must have went out from that. Maybe I didn't have my charger. But by the time he came out, I couldn't even record. I do remember using Pooh's phone to record a lot of the videos. I don't even know if she ever sent it. Like, a lot of stuff that was on the Android, I think I lost it, because I don't even know what I don't even know what happened to that phone. I ended up losing it. Some of my pictures saved to my Gmail, the Google Photos or whatever. But some of it didn't. So I don't even know what happened to that footage. But yeah, and I forgot to say too, I had bought VIP tickets. So with the VIP tickets, low-key, I wonder if when I bought that VIP ticket, did that mean I could have been on the balcony? Now I think about it, because this is a side note. I have ADHD sometimes. I know everybody say that, but I do, because like I literally be talking on the phone with my sister about one thing, and then I start talking about something else. Like, see how I'm talking about something? But side note though, I want to go to the Mount Leo concert with one of my sisters or whatever. My real sister, but we still like that. Okay, and I know they had general admission, and then they had the balcony seat, and I thought it said something about that's VIP as well or something. I don't know, and I'm just saying that though, because like, I could have been sitting up there, but they wouldn't have been a sit with me because I think they got general admission. So I'm like, I'm just hanging out down here with y'all when I could have been getting to rest on these little feet. What? Yeah, okay. Now I'm thinking like, dang, I wish I could have rested my feet. But yeah, by the time this little concert's over, I can't really give too much about the concert because I don't remember much. We was lit, and yeah, it was a lot going on. By the time it's over, my feet were killing me. Like, they were killing. Like I told you guys, these were some stiletto pumps in the club.
I play that shit.
Stiletto pumps in the club. Yeah.
Whoever thought that the girl would get drunk? Yeah, I'm silly. Okay. Anyways. Yes, these. I'm at now. You know what? Now I'm really gonna have to post a picture so y'all can see these. I'm walking like. You can't even see. I wish y'all could see. I got too much going on in my background because I'm still organizing my little area back in here, because it has, this is all my clothes, because my fiance has his own closet, and then I got this whole room. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. I wish I could show y'all. My goodness. I'm so silly, y'all. I went to the living room after this video and recorded it and then put it in here so I could show y'all how I was walking. Put some little heels on and then show you how I was walking. Yeah, that's how funny I am, bro. Like, I am gonna do that. I'm getting so sidetracked. But yes, by the time the concert was over, my feet was hurting. Oh my gosh, I could barely walk. And I was telling Pooh, like, I don't even want to go see YG no more, because like I told y'all, I had a VIP pass. I was like, I don't even want to see him no more. My feet is killing me. And she was like, girl, no, go. And I was like, oh man, my feet. I'm like, oh man, my feet. Just walking like this, my leg. I was like, oh my gosh. And then it wasn't a long line, but it was a little line to wait, because we could actually, VIP was like a meet and greet basically. You basically take a picture with the person. Hi, and then take a picture. I do have that picture, but I don't know if it's on my Facebook or if it's in my phone. So I gotta try to find it so I can show y'all the picture I took with YG. And then I was like, I'm like, why the hell? I'm like, why was our neck bent like this? And then when I sat on his lap, I felt like I was hurting him. I'm like, ooh. And at that time, I was only like 130, 120 something. I was small then, but it just, the way I was sitting just made it feel like I was just squishing him. And I don't feel like I got the picture I wanted because my feet was hurting. So as I'm leaving out of there, my feet, I'm like, oh man. I said, oh, my feet. And by the time I got outside, I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to have to take my shoes off. And the only reason why I didn't, oh, you know what, y'all? Oh, I might have took my shoes off actually while we was in the middle of the concert. And that floor was so freaking nasty. Ugh. Because, people was dropping their drinks. People's dirt from the bottom of their shoes. But the time that I know I took them off for sure was when I stepped outside. Because I remember I was walking all funny. And I thought I heard people laughing. And then I think they really probably started laughing when I took my shoes off. I'm like, I'm about to just take my shoes off. Because I'm like, I got to go a whole block and a half away just to get to the car. Because, I told them to go ahead and go. Because I didn't know how long it was going to even take for the meet and greet. So by the time I got to them, they was looking like, what? Why you got your shoes off? Like, what? And then I don't know. I think they were all by my car. I can't remember because I don't think we even parked by each other. Because I don't think we got there at the same time. I do not remember all that. Dang, I can't remember. I don't know. But, okay. So like I told y'all, remember my phone is dead. And then I'm trying to think if everybody else's phone was dead too. I think Pooh's phone was dead too. Because for some reason I feel like Frank was with us. Maybe Frank. I think so. Maybe. I'm trying, y'all. I cannot remember if Two-Timing was with us and Frank, or was it just Frank with me and Pooh. I think it was just Frank. I cannot remember, but maybe it was just me and Pooh. I can't remember. So we're just going to say that. I don't remember who was with who. But basically, the phones are dead. And we're trying to find our way back. Because at this time, at the age that I am now, I may have been able to find my way home from there. Even though that's not a place I frequently go. But I've been driving more. Because around that time, I've only had my license for like 2 years. I wasn't a person that got my license right at 16. I didn't get my license till I got out of high school. So like, that's what I'm saying. I've only had my license for like maybe 2 years or a year and a half or something. So I didn't even know the roads that much. I wasn't driving a lot. So we were like lost. And then I just like we were driving in circles, and we got to an area like that was near one of the malls here in the area where I live. And that's what, like, okay, I think I kind of know where you're at. And then like, I guess because I was just lost, I wasn't paying attention to my speed, and I was going like 40 something and the speed limit was 30 something, and the cop pulled us over. And see, this is why I think that Frank was with us, because I remember when the cop pulled us over, like I feel like it was somebody in the back talking, but I don't know why they would have rolled with us. That's what I'm so confused about. Like, how did they get there? If Frank and Two-Timing was riding with us, how did they get there? Because I can't remember that. I don't know. But I remember the cop pulled us over. And he was like, basically saying, oh, I was speeding. I was like, oh, yeah, we're just lost. We came from the concert in such and such area, and our phones are dead. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, the way to get back to the highway. He was kind of mean, but then kind of nice. And I say he was kind of mean and kind of nice because he was kind of mean about the whole speeding thing. But then he did tell us, like, where, like, which direction to go, like, east or west on the highway. Because I'm telling you, like, I was new to driving, so I wasn't familiar with east and west. I kind of was familiar with south and north, because everybody in my city know, like, oh, that area is out south, oh, this is up north, but like east and west, I was not good with that. And we were west, and I think I was going further west instead of going east, and east was the way we needed to go. Yeah, I don't know. So he basically just gave me a warning, like, yeah, watch your speed, and basically just told me how to get there. I don't really remember nothing after that. Like I said, I think I dropped Pooh off. I can't remember. But let's fast forward to, I think that was the next week or something. Was it the next week? Or, yeah, the next week or something, I think. And this is one I cannot remember if I was, because what job was I at that time? I'm trying to think, y'all. I think I was, oh, yeah, I was working from home. Yeah, I was working from home. So I think it was like a random day. I got a call. And I like usually, and then back then I don't pick up phone calls, I don't know. But then I think I was like, sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, because it was like, I gave so many people my number. And I was like, hello? And then like, that's why, y'all, I feel like I'm missing something, because I really feel like he reached out to me while I was at work. But I think at that time I was not even, I don't care about the job, y'all, Little Caesars. I don't think I was even working there no more. But something is like, it's telling me like, oh no, he reached out when you were at work. I don't know. But anywho, let me fast forward before we get there. So one of his best friends, one of his girl best friends, he had a guy best friend, girl best friend. His girl best friend, I used to go to school with her, and I guess after that concert, he had kept talking about me to her, like, oh yeah, it was this cute girl, da 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 da. And then somehow, I guess he was saying, he ended up saying my name, and saying my name, and him saying my name had like rung a bell, like, oh, I know her, like, because my name is like Sparkle, that's easy to remember. So like, he was basically telling her about me and stuff. And I think that's why I'm trying to figure out if she had my number, or like, how did he get my number? Like, I cannot remember any of this, but I do know that's how he was able to get in contact with me, was from her. But like, maybe I gave her my number and she gave it to him. I can't remember. Like, he just randomly like called me, and I was all shocked and happy, like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, like all excited, because I don't think that I don't know if I did say something to Pooh to tell Frank, like, oh yeah, tell two-time I'm trying to holler at him. And I think I didn't, because I thought maybe because Pooh's friend was all over him, that maybe he was interested in her. But after, once I got to talking to him, I realized like, oh, she's not even his type or cup of tea or nothing like that. But yeah, like we was texting, I was all like happy and stuff, like, yeah. And then I think the first time we hung out, it was on Mother's Day. So like, I remember like my sister and her husband, I think it was her boyfriend at the time, but her husband now. And I think was my niece born yet? Yeah, she was born. I remember we were just all hanging out outside, and I just remember texting them like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see you. Because obviously before this, y'all, we've been texting, talking on the phone, and just to rewind back a little bit too, because I know a little after I got his number, I remember just like we was texting him, trying to figure out what kind of job he do. And I'm like, oh, that's a good job, and it still is, because at that time, this is like almost 10 years ago. Almost, y'all. That was 10 years ago. That was a little over 10 years. Maybe 12 or something. I don't know. But this 10 years for the sake of the video. 10 years ago. And that was good money at our age, making that money. I'm like, oh, we got money. That's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, we got money. Tell my friends, like, girl, y'all met this one dude when I was with Pooh. And they knew Pooh too, because we all from the same area. So like, I was like, yeah, girl, I met this one dude. He do this job. He got money. Just worried about the wrong stuff, look, but I mean, it's understandable. I was young, and not to just blame it on because I was young, because some girls don't think like that. But yeah, I remember the first time we hung out, like I said, it was Mother's Day. I was texting like, I'm so excited, and I started to get to the point like, okay, it's getting kind of late. Like, it's starting to get dark outside, because this is after daylight savings, so this is in May, so it gets bright. It's bright outside for a minute. And I was like, well, I guess he ain't coming. I don't know. And I know it's Mother's Day, but I think this is just the day that either he said he could see me, or we just both agreed on. And after being with him for a while, I realized he was not good with time. So that I was so irritated. And I was just like, you ain't got to come no more, just going off and stuff. You ain't got to come. And you know what? Maybe we never end up meeting up on Mother's Day. And he ended up coming another day. I don't know. But whenever he came, one day he came, I remember it was dark outside. And I remember he was trying to come and use the bathroom. And I was like, oh, well, there's Quick Trip up the street. And he was, I remember he was like, oh, okay. Because I'm like, no, you ain't about to come and use, because if you come in and use the bathroom, then my mama going to want to meet you. Well, she ain't going to want to. She don't want to be just meeting my mom. She's not the type that be wanting to meet everybody. But she was going to have to meet him, and I didn't want her to. And then I don't think I even told her that some guy was coming to pick me up either. So I'm like, no. And literally, I think that's all we did. Like, we literally drove to Quick Trip so he could use the bathroom, sat in the car and talk for probably 5-10 minutes, and then he drove back home. Like, I don't know if we had end up planning to do something and something changed. I really don't remember. I really don't remember. But yeah, I remember like we continued texting, and I think the second time, ooh, yes, I think the second time I hung out with him was when I went to his auntie's house. Was that his auntie's house? I think it was auntie's house. I remember we was all in the basement. There were some women that were around his mom's age and stuff. They were talking to me like, "Oh yeah, that's a good man," and all this and that. Look, I need to with that dog face. They be like this on TikTok, y'all. Yeah, I'm funny as heck. But no, that's what I'm like, but then I was eating it up. I was eating it up like, oh, okay, because like, I feel like that was like about to be one of my first real relationships of my adult life. Like, cause anything before that relationship, I don't even count. Cause like I don't feel like it was serious. At least I thought this was a serious relationship. Even though things don't work out does not mean it wasn't a serious relationship. So it was kind of my first serious adult life relationship. But I remember like they were downstairs, like some of them was two-stepping, and then they asked me, do I know how to two-step? I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know how to do all that. Cause I can kind of say he did have like kind of like an old soul. And yeah, that kind of gave him, because like I said, the women that were down there were like around his mom's age. Not to say like, oh, that's why we was hanging around because they old too. I'm just saying he had like an old soul, so I could see why he would want to hang around them and stuff. But yeah, I remember just sitting down there talking to them, and then after that, I remember he was asking if I want to go home. I was like, oh no. I just said no, I can come over, because he was asking me to come over, y'all. And I was one of them people that was at the edge of the bed like this, sitting like this. And then sitting there with the TV on, just like, and then like sitting like this with nothing to look at. Then I'm looking up like this. Yeah, I am weak. And then I know eventually he's like, oh, he's like, you gonna come sit up here? And I was like, oh yeah, I guess. Look, cause I was so shy, y'all. Like, that was so freaking funny. And I don't know, I just felt like at that time, obviously, and I ain't even about to keep saying at that time, because obviously that's how I felt at that time. Obviously I don't feel these things anymore, but like I was just so excited, like, oh, okay, I feel good about this. They were saying he was a good man, he been a gentleman, even though he didn't even took me out yet. I'm trying to think, did he ever take me? I know if at some point he did, but did he ever even take me out to really make me like him? Like, what's going on? That's I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I remember I stayed the night over there. And I didn't even want to go home. Like, even though it is crazy how I didn't want to go home, but I'm over here sitting at the edge of the bed like I'm ready to go. And I'm shy, I don't want to talk. But yeah, I remember coming home and I was telling my sister like, oh yeah, I think that me and two-timing, it's really gonna be something, like this is, I just feel so good about it. Just and I can count on probably two hands how many times I didn't said that about somebody that didn't work out with. Like, what, just thinking like, I don't know at that age, like how, what? And I remember my sister was like, oh yeah, I'm happy for you. And yeah, this, basically just saying good stuff that you would say. I can't remember word by word. So just think of anybody telling you something good about you, saying how you think you and a man is going to work out or whatever. And I remember just like, I always just wanted to be over there like all the time. Like, I just always wanted to be over there just all the time. Because it got to the point like where, because he used to work overnight sometimes. And then like sometimes he'd work during the day. Like, so yeah, we overnight, and yeah, and then during the day. But it was more, it kind of was around when we first got together, is more around overnight, I think. So it was to the point like, I remember on Fridays, the area he lived in, I used to be in that area like all the time, because I had some like a big group of, we had like a big old friend group. We used to always meet at a certain person's house, and we used to just kick it, like we used to just kick it. I would say the person's name, but I don't feel like going I don't even feel like the person's name's house he used to meet up with, but I don't feel like going in my phone again to look for the YouTube name. Okay. Yeah. And I had a name in here because it was a video, y'all, that I recorded and then ended up deleting. I didn't post it on the internet, but I ended up deleting it. This is before I got my camera. This is on my phone, because I was like, this video is like 10 minutes, if that. It wasn't even long enough, like video worthy. I may give a mini story about it one day though, because it wasn't even story time worthy. Sometimes you think about it, you start recording, I'm like, hold on, this ain't even long enough. Like, what? But yeah, like I said, y'all, I eventually started coming over there a lot. I started spending the night. I started going to work from over there. He somewhat was a little closer to my job, but not really, because it was more traffic going that direction. But somewhat, it was still like it was like a closer drive. So, like I said, we get to the point we hanging out a lot, and then like I'm trying to make sure I don't forget any details before I jump to the next thing that I want to say, like any in between. Oh my gosh, yeah, because I think I'm gonna stop this. I'm at 25 minutes. I'm gonna stop it at 30 minutes, but I gotta get to the juicy stuff a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it because, like I said, at this time, you are we hunching and all that. So too many feelings been involved. Okay, look, too many feelings getting involved, and I'm just like, oh, I'm really liking this person. Like he's such a gentleman. I really like him. Ooh, that is something. I'm trying to think though. Was this before or after? Dang, I don't want to tell this, y'all. Like I'm trying to think if this important fact. I'm gonna come right back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm a little slow sometimes, so I had to calculate these amount of years to make sure this is right. Yeah, like I told y'all, hanging out, coming over, and this actually happened before I started. Well, this might have been in between the time. This is more closer to though when we first started talking though. He had a best friend, and his best friend had a girlfriend. And I remember this night, that was like my first time. That may be my first time meeting him and her. They're not even together no more. But yeah, that was my first time meeting them. I remember because I wasn't even 21 yet. That's why I had to go back and run some calculations. Like, hold on, this did happen before this other thing I'm about to tell y'all happened. But yeah, like I met them. We went to, I think that was Applebee's, because at that time Applebee's was open at this location by him. Yeah, we was at Applebee's. And I remember they was having drinks, and I couldn't drink yet because he was able to drink because his birthday was a couple months before mine. So he was 21 already. I wasn't 21, so I remember like just trying to sip some of his drink. And then we went back to his apartment, well, his mom's house, I should say. Went back to his mom's house. And we, hey, y'all hear that? Why, every time they go to this basement, it sounds like they be running down the stairs. But, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, we ended up getting a bottle. We got drunk. We was like turned up, and we were like just like we were so lit. We was like, y'all, we should go skinny dipping because I had a pool because it's an apartment, so it was a pool there. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then like, okay, one of them jumped in. And I was like, okay, took all my stuff, jumped in, just took all my stuff off. Like, I'm telling y'all, my 20s, I was young, wild, and free. Don't judge me, judge somebody else. Okay. Yeah, I got in. I think he was the only one that didn't get in. And if he did get in, he didn't even take off all his clothes like all of us did. Oh my gosh. Yes, y'all, we was lit and we went skinny dipping. But it was like really fast though. It was like 2 minutes and then we got back out. And then I remember we went back into this house to dry off and stuff. But yeah. It's some other stuff, but like I said, if I blow up, I'm gonna tell it to the people that are paying for the membership. I'm gonna leave that for the membership people about how the rest of that night went. But yeah, I remember like at that time I was off on, my days was weird. I was off on Friday and Sunday. Like I was so mad our off days could not be together. And this all happened on a Friday, so I still had to get up and go to work. So I was like, I can't believe I got that drunk and I got to work. And I worked from home though, so I had to drive all the way back home. And I remember I'm telling my friends about like, girl, tell me why this and X, Y, Z. Like, girl, like, I don't know. Like this is turning me out. I'm like, what's going on? Like this ain't me. Like what is this? What is this? But yeah, like we just spending a lot of time together. And I remember like I'm trying to think. Yeah, that happened after that. But like basically let me just skip along. This is like kind of like towards the summer kind of coming to an end. Like he started like acting weird, moving funny. So I pulled up on him. Yeah, I told yeah, I told one of my friends, girl, look, come on, let's go pull up on him. Cause I'm just like, this is weird. He don't want to text back. Like just start acting weird. And tell me why, y'all, we pull in and I'm like scared. I'm like, oh my God. We pull in, he's walking outside, dumping the trash. Taking the trash to the dumpster me. I'm like, and I was like, I try to turn the wheel the other way. My friend like, girl, go. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm scared. Like, what am I, if I was scared, what did I pull up for? Why would I pull up if I was so scared? Like, really? So like when I turned around though, because there's like, multiple entrances to all the apartments at the complex, I was across, so this was his complex and I was over here, and I eventually ended up pulling back up because I saw he was still out there kind of looking like, is that, looking like, is that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, why you not answering my calls and texts? Like, you acting weird, da-da-da-da-da. And he just act like, oh, it's nothing. Like, oh, I just been busy. And look, I look that dog, y'all, look. I'm funny, like no, like really no. And I remember my friend just telling me like, girl, you know, you got like a good, you know, you got a lot going for yourself. You know, you got this, you got that. This is, you know, trying to make me feel good, you know. And I remember like, after that, he still was just acting weird for a while, like, and it just like put me. I feel like I was just like depressed, like, oh my god, you know. And I'm just like, it's just like so cringy thinking my old self like that, like how much I poured into somebody, people that didn't care about me, not even just in relationships, friendships. Like you waste so much energy dealing with people that ain't meant for you, you know. And I'm gonna just stop it right there. And then the next story time, I'm just bringing back like how things was once he wanted to stop being funny acting. But yes, you know, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned in for this series because I'm going to blow up one day. Yep. Good night.